Namaste and welcome friends. Welcome to the astrology classes of S. Bhattacharya. Today's lesson is what is 64 Navamsha, the calculation of 64 Navamsha, and what is the result of transit of any slow moving planet through 64 Navamsha. The 64 Navamsha is a very sensitive point in zodiac. When any slow moving planet will pass through the 64 Navamsha, then the planet will never let you escape from suffering the problems. For this reason, we have to learn everything about 64 Navamsha for finding the most problematic time in our life. So friends, I am coming into the lesson. So the subject is transit result over 64 Navamsha. Calculation is 64 Navamsha. Span of 64 Navamsha is equal to 3 degree and 20 minutes, which is a span of 1 Navamsha, into 63 is equal to 210 degree to 3 degree and 20 minutes into 64, that is 213 degree 20 minutes. This is the span of 64 Navamsha from any astrological body of interest. It is the 8th sign from the natal chart from any astrological body of interest. It could be the ascendant, any house of interest, any planet of interest. Calculate any 64 Navamsha to adding 210 degree to 213 degree and 20 minutes with the longitude of any planet, ascendant or body of interest. The sign identical with that Navamsha is the 64 Navamsha. There is another shortcut method to finding it. That is, in the Rashi chart, it will invariably fall in the 8th house from the planet or the house or the body of interest, and in the Navamsha chart, it will invariably fall in the 4th house or 4th sign from the planet or house or any astrological body of interest. The Lord of 64 Navamsha is called Kharesh. It is most harmful. It is most capable to produce the negative result to the native's life. This is an example. This chart belongs to one of my clients. In this chart, the 64 Navamsha in D9 for moon is 8th sign from Aries, that is Scorpio. So the Kharesh is Mars. Please follow my cursor. This is D1 chart. Moon is here in Aries. So 8th sign from moon, that is Scorpio. So the Mars is the Kharesh of moon in D1, being the 8th lord from moon. In D9, 4th sign from Scorpio is Aquarius, so the Kharesh is Saturn. Please follow my cursor. This is the D9 chart. Moon is here in Scorpio. The 4th sign from moon in D9, that is Aquarius, and the Lord of Aquarius is Saturn. So Aquarius is the 64 Navamsha for moon in D9, and the Saturn is the Kharesh for moon in D9. In 64 Navamsha in D1 for ascendant is 8th sign from Pisces, that is Libra. So the Kharesh is Venus, and in D9 4th sign from Leo is Scorpio. So the Kharesh is Mars. Please follow my cursor. This is D1 chart, and here Pisces is the ascendant. So the 8th sign from Pisces, that is Libra. So Libra is the 64 Navamsha of ascendant in D1, and being the lord of this Libra is Venus. So Venus is the Kharesh for ascendant in D1. In D9 the ascendant is here. This is Leo. The 4th sign is Scorpio. So Scorpio is the 64 Navamsha for ascendant in D9, and the lord of this Scorpio is Mars. So Mars is the Kharesh for ascendant in D9. The Scorpio is also 64 Navamsha for second house in D1. So Kharesh is Mars. Please follow my cursor. This is D1 chart. This is the second house, and the 8th sign from the second house is here. This is Scorpio. So Scorpio is the 64 Navamsha for second house in D1, and the lord of this Scorpio is Mars. So Mars is the Kharesh for second house in D1. So Mars is the Kharesh of D1 moon, D9 ascendant, and D1 second house. Result of 64 Navamsha. 64 Navamsha are very important from ascendant, moon, Karaka planets, and each astrological body of interest. It can be calculated for each house also. It is the sensitive point to produce the negative results, danger and misfortune in one's life. This is such a point that no planet will let you escape from suffering its negative results while transiting through it. Negative happenings in the life of relatives are judged counting the 64th Navamsha from the Karaka planet. If you want to calculate the inauspicious time for your father, then calculate the 64 Navamsha and Kharesh both from the sun. Why sun? Sun is the Karaka of father. Now we will predict the death of father of this native. I said earlier that negative happenings in the life of relatives are judged counting the 64th Navamsha from the Karaka planet. Sun is the Karaka planet for father. So 64 Navamsha from Sun in D1 is Pisces, and in D9 the 64 Navamsha of Sun is Libra. Saturn and Sun both was in Libra from 17/10/2012 to 15/11/2012. On 12/11/2012 the father of this native took his last breath. Now we will predict the inauspicious time for this native. The 64 Navamsha for ascendant in D1 is Libra, and in D9 that is Scorpio. Saturn transited over Libra to Scorpio from 04/08/2012 to 26/10/2017. But the inauspicious time was not ended on 26/10/2017, because the D1 ascendant lord, also 10th lord, Jupiter, was in Libra at that time and left Scorpio on 05/11/2019. Rahu transited over Scorpio to Libra from 07/06/2011 to 13/07/2014. So the total span of inauspicious time was from 07/06/2011 to 05/11/2019. This time was in Rahu Dosha, and Rahu is most malefic planet for this native, as it is seated in 12th house in D9 with D9 ascendant dot sun. By the way, this is very effective to calculate the transit of the Dasha Lord and Antardasha Lord also. Please take it into the mind. In my earlier video, timing of event through D9, while I analyzed this native chart by another technique, then I described how and why that same time was a most horrible time for this native. That time I used another technique, another procedure for prediction. The timing of most inauspicious period. All techniques of timing event through D9 will give the same result. So friends, I would like to say that for finding the timing of event and to find the most auspicious and inauspicious period in a life, the D9 chart analysis is the best way. And if you have a concrete grip on these techniques, then you'll be able to find the accurate timing of every event in our life. The accurate timing means year, month and date with hour, minute and second also. This is a very difficult part to calculate the timing of event in astrology. I introduced the most effective and most amazing and most easy techniques for finding the timing of event most accurately. For this reason, you have to follow the videos in my YouTube channel to being an expert with this technique. So friends, keep watching and make a brief note of each and every points which I have told to you, and take the screenshots also for the practice. If you will watch the all videos in my YouTube channel for timing of event, how to find the timing of event, then I am confirmed that after some time you will be able to find the timing of event most accurately. For this reason, you have to watch as many times as possible for you, and further I will come with some amazing techniques in our astrology which is not being introduced till now, and these techniques are kept in the boundary of some secret families only. I'll come with these secret techniques day by day, episode after episode. So friends, keep watching, and namaste, goodbye and tata for today.